Hey, how's it going? I just want to first say that I made this video recording over a year ago in January 2023, where the game stopped updating, so everything is technically up to date. The only thing that would change is player power, and that, yeah, my mic quality sucks here. I'm sorry, but it's now better for the future if I do end up doing it. I'm mainly doing this video because I saw that Back for Blood is getting a lot of numbers right now, so I said, hey, may as well edit up this video for people to use. My knowledge now, not very good. I'll probably really watch this myself, honestly. It's just kind of good overview. I tried to do good research from what I remember, again, a year ago, so I don't remember everything. And I asked some specific people to try and do it, as well as my own gameplay, as I have a couple hundred hours. I have like 300 hours in it, so that's, I'd say, good experience, as well as trying to do research. And if you check my channel, if you're just from the Back for Blood community, I do a lot of theory crafting in other games, so I'd like to theory craft in builds, and maybe this will get me back into playing. Hey, how's it going, guys? Ancient Green here with my first Back for Blood video. This game is super fun and is a shooter zombie game, which I highly recommend. It has a lot of build potential and some different difficulty levels with tons of maps, which I really enjoy. This video will focus here on how to build your decks and some of the cards in these categories, with a couple options that are really good to have. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and if you find it useful, make sure to like and subscribe. Alright, and here you'll see I have two decks here just to kind of show all the different options, as this isn't a set deck. Now there are a couple categories that you'll want to have. You want to have damage, economy, defense, move speed, reload speed, utility, and team. Now you don't need all of these, but it's good to have one or two of a couple of these. Now for the damage cards, I like to have like 3 to 5 damage cards. It just kind of depends on the build and what I need. What I've learned playing this game is you don't need as many damage cards as you think, and you can find some later on in the game. Now there's a specific formula with this that I will link a Reddit post in the description, which kind of goes over it and what I've learned. I learned a lot of this from other people and not from myself, so shout out to the Back for Blood community for kind of sharing all of this information to help me share with you guys. Large caliber rounds is really nice. This is 7.5% bullet damage with bullet penetration, which is a big bullet penetration. Helps you mob better, clears ridden a lot faster, which is why this is a card I take in every build. Confident Killer is a pure multi-tier damage. It's just whenever you kill a mutation, you gain 1% increased damage, and you can get this pretty fast the higher you go up in difficulty, as more mutations will spawn, and that 15% you get very quickly. This is another card I usually always have. Patient Hunter kind of depends on the build of what I choose, but this is really good, up to 30% in like less than 3 seconds of ADS, which is very good for hordes. It's just kind of easy to get, and even just 1 second, that's 10% bullet damage, that's 10% pure damage increase. Glass Cannon is also a really good damage card. This is 25% damage. This is a pure molt and additive with weak spot damage, which is like a bonus damage. It's got a weird formula of its own, so it's only additive with weak spot damage, but everything else it's additive with, or multiplicative with. And that's kind of why I don't go weak spot damage cards, is because a lot of the weak spot damage cards I don't really like to take, but also if I find them, I'll grab them in the run. But Glass Cannon can also kind of cover that. It does take 30% of your health away, which is unfortunate, is why I don't take it on all builds, just because sometimes I don't like that at the beginning. But eventually, while you're playing the game, you'll get health card increases, which brings back your health. which just kind of negates glass cannon penalty. And then there's Shredder, which I really like for SMGs and shotguns. Pretty sure this is another pure multi-tier damage. Very, very good. That's when I take it on those builds. I usually take it instead of like Patient Hunter. Or if I have the space, I'll go 5. But I usually don't unless I'm going solo. Now, here's the thing with solo. I have economy cards. When you're playing solo and you have bots, you do not need economy cards, because at the end of levels, you will get all their money, which you just end up with so much. Now, if you fight them in a run, great, take them. But I will do runs where I never take economy cards, and I buy tons of intel cards and like all the upgrades, and I'm like never running out. But here are the cards you want to take. Copper Scavenger, always take if you're in quick play or playing with friends, always take it. Mighty Grabbers is really nice. It's just a must-have card. Now, Lucky Pennies can beat it if you have an organized team. You will have 35% chance. There's some weird bug where it like adds up. There's a post that I will also link down below that explains it, because I don't fully understand it. All I know is if you have multiple people running this card, it is better than many grubbers, but I still like to run all 3. If you're low on space, then don't then choose one or the other. If you're doing the quick play or solo, money grabbers, though solo you don't even need it. But I still like to take all 3. Now, down in front is very much a card you don't need, but it is there. When you're crouching, you don't deal nor take friendly fire, but this also gets a bad habit of not learning positioning. So I'm trying not to take it in my builds anymore, but it is there. I recommend not taking it, but if you want to, then you can. It's really on your fault or the player's fault. We're bots, but bots can like get free heals, so it's fine. Hunkered Down is in the defense category as well. This is something that gives damage resistance and accuracy, which is why I really like it. But if you're not taking down in front, don't take Hunker Down. These 2 cards are like more. Scar Tissue I really like because it's just 1 less damage. And it gets some acid resistance. This is like a card I always take for defense. And then Durable has nice trauma resistance. And then that fire resistance is really nice as well. Trauma you get a lot of the higher difficulty you go, so getting that resistance is really nice. And then the increased health is okay, but I don't really care too much. And then you have the move speed section. Now, you only really need 1 card, and I like Run Like Hell because the times you need it are when you're like in between areas or running away, where you're not really taking damage, which is where that downside comes off. But if you don't want that downside, you can take Dash. This is consistent, but a lot less peak. You get that move speed and sprint speed, which I never take. I always take Run Like Hell and never really have a problem. I haven't really tried Dash too much, but I've been told this is an alternative. And it's mainly because of the sprint speed that you want it, as this is just boosted so much more. And that's move speed just kind of helps you get away from stuff and position, and that's why it's so useful. And then we have reload speed. This kind of goes into damage because this just increases your DPS. Now, you always probably want to go wide mouth Magwell for that high reload speed. Or what I like to take is reload drills. There are a couple other reload speed stuff, as I will show. Like for SMGs, Speed Demon, ammo belt is really nice if you're in co-op with a shotgun. If you're in solo, bots will drop stuff. I really like cold brew coffee because it gives some use speed, but I found other cards I like to get use speed, so I take this less. But yeah, there's tons of reload speed. This for shotguns, of course. It's just a lot. But these 2 cards is what I like the most. Now we'll go over to my second section. Here we have utility. Utility Scavenger is really, really, really nice. It's just you get defibs, toolkits, ammo pouches all the time. Getting multiple people really good. Solo, I don't really like taking this because bots won't have it. So if you have multiple people running this, it will help free up spending money on defibs and toolkits. Ammo pouches is just always nice to find in the run. You never really want to buy it. It also gets stun guns, which can be nice. I never really run them. But yeah, defibs are really good, especially in higher difficulties when it's more likely to die. Toolkits, just finding them, it saves a lot of money that you can spend in upgrades, or you can spend with other stuff. This should spawn razor wire, I would assume, even though it doesn't show it, probably just because razor wire was changed to quick accessory later on, but it should spawn razor wire, which is really good for making a base to hunker down when you have like a horde or like a forced horde section, and that just kind of helps protect you from the ridden, and then you can focus on the mutations more. Tool belts kind of goes with this, just kind of gives an extra slot, especially if you have a Tala, or if you are Tala. You will have 2 quick slot accessories, one for Tala's the warp chest, and one for the special room. I think it's called like the prepper stash. I think I saw that mentioned somewhere. You do lose some health, but again, you can gain that back. Solo, you don't really need it if you have a bot with toolkit, and especially because in solo you can get more money, which means you can buy those upgrades more, but it's still really nice and odd to have it if I have space. And then we have use speed. I mainly like to take this solo, but if you're in like quick play or even in co-op organized, it still can be nice to have if you have the space. Headband magnifier is the max, and taking this damage doesn't really affect you too much, but I have kind of panicked when I have get this blindness, which is more of a skill issue, but this is kind of like the best thing to use. I like using multi-tool just because it's a little less, but you do get like non-blinding, and you should only get hit if you're like in a horde. It just kind of happens, or if you are playing bad, and playing bad is your fault. You should learn from that. You shouldn't really be taking damage, and in a horde you shouldn't really have to matter too much because you're already shooting a lot of places, and so that's why headband magnifier is still really good. And then we have the team cards. This kind of goes with like higher difficulty and more of like no hope. Amped up I would always take if you're not in solo. A lot of these I would not take in solo because bots have these actually. If you're playing by yourself, you do not really need these cards. Amped up helps. I would take this like instead of down in front because it'll heal every single time there's a horde, which I would say is more useful and still helps you learn not to hit enemies and better positioning. This is really nice. These are the many is only needed and no hope, where you don't get extra lives, so this is just really good and everyone should have this in this build. This is a must have for no hope. On your mark is also a really good card, not a must have but really good. You don't need this in solo either, because bots have this. Just getting back ammo, move speed while firing, reload speed and swap speed, all really good things, especially when a horde comes. You want that move speed and firing if you have to run somewhere but also shoot enemies. Reload speed and swap speed, just really good. All this amazing. And ammo for all, get everyone on your team if you have this to get it. Bots have this, just max ammo, and then this team damage is a pure mult, so get everyone to have this. That's just a lot of damage just for your team. Pure mult for your team, really good. That is all for this video. It's not a one-for-one guide, and there are many niches and different cards to use. This is just a general overview that really just covers guns. There are other types of builds like support, melee, grenade builds, a couple others that I will show eventually, but this basic setup still kind of goes the same way. If you haven't, make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.